Hello and welcome back to Lumin Weekly. So firstly, I just wanted to say thanks to every single one of the subscribers. 1,000 is a lot. It really is a lot. I didn't expect to make it like this far. I suppose it did take some time, but I think it's definitely worth it, and like each and every single one of you make me feel really special, you know? But anyway, I love you guys a lot. Thank you so much for all the great comments and stuff. And I just wanted to let you know that the video, the 1,000 subscriber video, I've got most of it done and it's gonna come soon. I just wanted to get Lumin Weekly out first, and I didn't want it to slow down like the regular broadcasts that I put up, because I feel it's just important to keep the news and stuff rolling as it should. But yes, this is Lumin Weekly, and we're going to be doing the questions and answers first and then the weekly challenge. So let's just head straight into the questions. Oh, actually wait, I'll first just tell you, I was a bit slow with replying to comments and stuff, and it was just really bad timing because we actually went to visit my girlfriend's father over the weekend in Cape Town, and we took Nero with, and then I got like hardly any sleep the previous night, and then when we went there, the bed was like terrible. Oh no, the bed was actually okay, but it was really small, and then Nero wanted to sleep on the bed. He was very insistent about that, so he slept between us and there was like no space at all, and I didn't sleep very well there. And then I didn't really have access to my internet or anything over there either, so things were a little bit slower than they should have been, and I've replied to everything now and everything's good, but it was slightly unexpected. Anyway, so the questions. I'm starting with this one from Knock Monkey. What do you do to make money? I've got this a few times already. At the moment, nothing really, but it's actually a lot better than it sounds. We've actually got someone renting a flat. A friend of mine actually is renting a flat here at our house, so we get some income from that. I suppose that's not really making money, but that's a bit of income. And before, I sort of saved up some money, and as I said, because I've saved up some money, I decided this is what I want to do now, and I'm changing sort of full-time over to making videos and trying to run this whole thing, my website, the news, and I put a lot of time into it. You might not realize it obviously, but I spend a lot of time trying to actually get my stuff promoted on websites and by people, and things like the game station. You guys have asked me a lot of times, why not join the game station? I've tried, I really have. I'm going to actually send them a message today, it's Sunday today. I'm going to send them a message and tell them, you know, they don't have anyone doing StarCraft news. They also don't have anyone that's going to be starting Diablo coverage immediately. Okay, actually, I don't know that, but I'll probably be starting Diablo 3 coverage on day one of the beta. So I don't know, I'm going to tell them a few things and just pitch my whole story at them once again and apply again, all that stuff. So I do a lot of that stuff as well. So I'm also talking with a lot of people about a lot of StarCraft stuff in the local scene with South Africa. So I suppose it's becoming more of a job. So next question from Rock11391. I'm terrible with these numbers. What got you into this and how do you make money? So the first part, it actually started, I think I've answered this before, but I got into the video making thing back when the StarCraft beta started long ago. It was beginning of last year basically, or early last year at least, and I started doing, like on my website, I started covering news, local news, so the competitions we were having locally during the beta phase of the game, and just what was happening, because there was like a patch every single week for the beta, and then I covered all of that stuff on my website. And then once, I don't know, I just decided, because I saw my sister got a camera, and then I just thought to myself, it might be interesting to film myself talking about the news instead of writing it on my site, because it might just make people realize it, notice it more, and it'll be easier, like more, or better presented. And then I started the first Pulse episode after that idea, and that was terrible. That was me sitting, and then there was the little picture that was coming up here, and it was really bad. My first episode, if you guys want to see something really bad, go back and look how awkward I looked in my first episode. It was terrible, but it got me started, and I was a bit of a noob back then with that kind of stuff, and I've definitely improved with all of that, and definitely improved with the talking too, because I was totally nervous in front of the camera there. But the funny thing is, I actually got a lot of people noticed that first episode. I think HD StarCraft for one actually commented on my first video, and I was like really proud of that. Not that it really got me anywhere, but still. So I got started when the StarCraft beta started. So, and that just blew up from there. Anyway, so from MMO to Mars, MMAO to Mars. What do you do when you're not playing video games or making videos? Basic things like eating and sleeping don't count. So right now, I don't know, I don't get a lot of other time. I spend many hours on the videos but when I don't do that, I take Nero for walks. He goes for a walk every single day. That's it. There's no two ways about it. It's good for us, it's good for Nero, and we love him, so he gets to go for walks all the time. He's special. And what do? I go to the gym. I do go to the gym a lot. I think that if I'm going to sit in front of a computer for most of the day, I should it's better to be fit. It's better to at least not, I don't know, never mind. It's good to be fit. So, yes, I go to the gym. We watch movies. We've got a nice TV over here. I watch movies with my girlfriend. We don't go out too often, but every now and then, perhaps. I used to play a lot of guitar, but I haven't really had time recently. I'm going to try get back into that soon, but those are pretty much the kind of things I do. Not much else. I don't have that many friends here. Let's see. If stranded on an island for an indefinite amount of time. This is from Chuck. Chuck, he makes me work for my questions. If you're stranded on an island for an indefinite length of time, if you're only allowed to have one item, what would it be? It's like tough. I was actually talking to my girlfriend about this question, and funny enough, I'd choose something like either toothpaste or toothbrush, because I don't know, that's just something that I sort of need to do. I'm quite obsessive about cleanliness, and I like brushing my teeth. I like having my teeth clean. Maybe if I'd had toothpaste, we said we could, if I had toothpaste, a huge tube, like a bulk size one, then I'd be able to fashion a toothbrush out of bristles from a coconut, I don't know if you guys know what coconuts look like, or maybe I'd get some animal hairs and make a toothbrush out of that, but, I don't know. I'm terrible at questions like this. I don't even know what to say. What would I want? I don't even know. I'd say toothpaste. Hygiene first. There you go. Okay, so Rugby Fan 808. Do you smoke weed? Probably not. Just curious if it's even around in Africa, because here in Canada, it's everywhere, buddy. And yes, it's everywhere here too. I think Hermanus is probably the highest weed smoking population in the entire Western Cape, and the Western Cape in South Africa, and the South Africa in Africa. Anyway, yes, there's a lot of weed smokers here. A lot of my friends smoke weed. I know a lot of people who do. I probably know where to buy it as well, but no, I don't personally smoke. I don't even smoke cigarettes. I've never smoked cigarettes before. I don't see the appeal in it. I don't have a problem with it at all. I don't think it's of any, it's not even, I don't consider it a drug, but I don't see it harmful if you do it right. So no, that's fine. The Gryos, how many sticker packs do you have? I can just tell you I don't have an infinite amount. Let me just say I was walking past this pile and I took a handful, and that's about how much I had. Let's just say a handful. So, Blade X2056 or 2056. Would WoW be worth starting for someone who's never played it before? He says he's never really been a WoW guy. He's been into Diablo, and he's not a WoW guy because he never got into it. It's not because he doesn't like the game. And if he started WoW, would he be doing all the low-level content on his own? And he says his real question is actually, do people still do the low-level content? And that's a very good question, because yes, people do a lot of the low-level content. My suggestion would be, if you want to play WoW, if you want to start off fresh, like the first time ever, it's probably better to start on a big server. Choose a famous server. Choose like Storm Rage on EU, because that's where all the big guilds go. Choose one of the famous servers that you know is going to be really full, because firstly that helps a lot with queue times, because it's in a bigger battle group. But anyway, stuff like that it's good to just keep in mind. Don't start on a smaller server, because generally you're going to find more enjoyment on a big one. But a lot of people do the low level content. When Cataclysm came out, I personally I leveled the character through the new stuff, and during the beta already actually, just to see it all, because there was some amazing stuff there. It's really worth looking at. The quests are so well done that if you've done playing any other MMO, if you've played any RPGs, done stuff like that before, then you're going to realize that WoW is just a lot better. It's probably one of the best games ever made. I'll say that over and over again. Even if you don't like it, you can still appreciate the fact that Blizzard put a lot of work into it, and it really does show. So there are a lot of people that do the low-level content because of the stuff like the new Dungeon Finder. It's easier to find groups because of the other social stuff that they're building into the game. It's easier to sort of communicate with friends that play StarCraft, or maybe in the future Diablo. But I feel that low-level stuff is definitely still worth doing, and you will never be alone there. People are creating new characters every single day because of the heirloom items, because they want alts, because of all the cool guild perks. I don't know. But yes, it's definitely worth playing, and just don't get too sucked in because that game can be really addictive. Definitely worth playing, and you'll definitely have a lot of fun with other people there too. So from Aggie93, have you looked at Battlefield 3? If so, what are your thoughts on it? And are you going to buy it? Personally, I think it looks awesome, or amazing, he says. Awesome, amazing, whatever. So, I have looked at those trailers. I saw the Fault Line ones, and I saw a really amazing trailer which was in a jungle-ish area. It looked like, what was it, Colombia, something like that. It was weird, okay? But it looks amazing. Firstly, it looks incredibly, incredibly good graphically. I'm not really into the realistic shooters like the Call of Duty style stuff. I can't say Medal of Honor because that hasn't really been out for a while, but the Battlefield stuff, things like that, I'm not generally into them, but that is the kind of game that I could enjoy if it's made well enough, if it's sort of engaging enough. And yes, it looks amazing, it looks like it plays really well. I can't say if it's going to be, I mean, I hate it when they make a game and then they show it on this really, really unobtainably fast PC, and then when you get it to your house and you've got a pretty fast PC, I've got a decent speed PC, and then it just doesn't run or look the same, nearly the same. So I hope that they advertising it right. I hope that they're doing all that stuff right. But personally, would I buy it at the moment? Probably not, because there are so many other games that are coming out that I'm really keen on. It depends on when it gets released, I suppose. But would I play it? Yes. If someone had to buy it for me, I'd definitely play it. Are you still playing DC Universe Online? This is from Apollo 9990. I actually took a break. And yes, my nose is itching, I don't even know why. I took a break for a little while, but I have activated my account again, and I'm actually enjoying it. I'm going to be putting videos out this week. I didn't want to flood the channel yet. I've got Moth Girl up, and I don't want to shock all the new subscribers with Moth Girl and then DC Universe, because those two are sort of shine away from the norm. But I'm playing again, yes, and Lumin is back. Hopefully I'll have some videos out sometime this week. Check back for that. Do you play browser games? From Apollo as well. No, I don't really play browser games. I've seen a few really cool ones. I tested Free Realms out, and I gotta say it's amazing. It's not my type of game, but the stuff that they've done with that is really good. The social aspects, the mini games in the game. I mean, it makes no sense at all that one would enjoy that, but you really do. It's really a lot of fun. But that doesn't really count as a browser game. I don't play stuff like Travian or any Facebook games, or what other browser games are there? Struck a blank. I don't really enjoy browser games, no. I don't know. No, not really. This is from Robocop the Jedi. Once again, I love your nickname. Question, do you think Diablo 3 has become too soft, filled with rainbows, compared to Diablo 1? No, like, really not. I think people sort of blow it out of proportion, the amount that they've cuted it up, ponied it up, rainbowed it up. No, I don't think so. I think that what Diablo is going to have, Diablo 3 is going to have, that Diablo 1 and 2 maybe didn't have as much. Diablo 2, I suppose, did, but it's going to have a lot more variation. Now, there's nowhere that it says that Diablo can't look happy, sunshiny every now and then. It doesn't have to look dark, dreary, dank all the time. It's sure, that's the kind of feel that you want from the game, and that doesn't mean that you won't run into areas that look slightly happier. And I suppose that the amount of color that they've added to the game, personally, I think it just makes it look more vibrant, more alive. And, you know, something can still look alive without being too happy, or without being the kind of game that these guys are trying to describe here, filled with rainbows. Personally, I don't think they've done anything too much, and I think that the guys at Blizzard sort of have a really good idea of what they want to do with the game, and I think that we're probably going to enjoy it. I mean, you can't say that we're not going to. I think most of the game that you're going to be playing will probably still look Diablo-ish. You're not going to have, I mean, people are sort of fretting over one or two screenshots that they saw, one or two little areas that they saw, and I very much doubt the whole game is going to be like that. It's worth keeping in mind that it is a different team making this than the ones that made Diablo 2 and Diablo 1, but still, I'm quite confident that it's not going to be a problem. This is from Prozerg SC. What's the worst game you've ever played? That's like another one of those questions I can't really answer. I can't remember back long ago. Like, I probably played a ton of really bad games and I enjoyed them all because that was just when I started playing PC games, everything was amazing, everything was fun, so I don't really know. But recently I played Resident Evil 5 and that was absolutely horrible, terrible. It just controlled really badly. It looked pretty good. It was one of the first games to use the proper new DirectX 10 or 11 stuff, but I think it was 10. But I feel the game was just really bad. It wasn't like any of the other Resident Evils, and I personally did play Resident Evil on PlayStation. We rented the PlayStation at the video store once and we played it. And I think my sister has Resident Evil on her PlayStation. But anyway, Resident Evil is a great series and that game sort of ruined it. Along with the movies. Yes. But I can't remember. Games that I find are terrible, I sort of just forget. I blank them from my mind. And then the last question from Craft Chest. What's your favorite type and favorite 5 of anime? I'd love to. Then he says he'd love to see me talk about anime. I'd love to talk about anime, and that's something I was very, very, very much into when I was slightly younger, because I think I just had a lot more time. When I was still in school, then I had a lot of time where I wasn't really doing anything productive after school, so I sat down and watched a lot of anime. And top 5, like, first top type, I don't have a favorite type. I am very versatile with that kind of thing. I don't like too much fighting stuff. I mean, I don't like Naruto and Bleach very much. I liked Naruto when it started out, I liked Bleach when it started out, but after episode 100, things started getting a bit much. And I know people will probably crucify me for that, but still, it's not my type. I like a series to start and then end. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit longer. Things like, let me tell you, for instance, Lost Exile, amazing, probably one of my top 5. Evangelion. If you don't know what Evangelion is, check it out right now. That is amazing. Probably the best, I can't say daddy, but the mommy of all anime out there. Trigun, Cowboy Bebop, both of those really, really good. I remember Razefon being quite good. I'm trying to think but anyway, stuff that has a start and an end is really good. Full Metal Alchemist was slightly longer, but still absolutely amazing, really good. One of my all-time favorites, Eureka 7. I don't know if you guys know that. No, it's not got anything to do with the Eureka series on TV. It's called Eureka 7, and that was really good. So from those would probably be around my top 5 there. And they're really good. But there are more. I've got a lot of anime somewhere, and I watch it a lot. Like, I watch a lot of anime when I get time, which hasn't been very much recently. But about the types, as I said, I don't like too much. I mean, personally, I feel Naruto is really good, but it's slightly kiddie in the way that it's portrayed and the way that they like. Anyway, no, I'm not going to flame Naruto, but that's pretty much it. And that's all the questions. So the weekly challenge is going to be really interesting this week. Last week might have been a little bit too interesting because, no, let me not spoil it. Let's head on over to the weekly challenge. And once again, thank you so much for the questions. I enjoy answering the questions, and I like being able to tell you a bit more about myself and what's going on here. And I wanted to set a topic for this week, but I don't know if I want to say it now. Perhaps I'll say it afterwards. No, I think I'll say it now. So the topic for this week is going to be Helene. She probably doesn't like this. She's not here right now. I think she's in the kitchen or something. But my girlfriend, okay? So if you want to know something about her, and I'm giving this topic because throughout the next week you might well see a little bit more of her, but I'm giving stuff away here. But that's going to be the next topic. So if you want to know about her, you can ask anything. And I'm going to be answering that, not her. She'll have to give me the answers though. But you can ask whatever you want. I don't really even care. She doesn't care. She'll answer it all. Try keep it PG again. Like, seriously. But I just thought that you guys might want to know something about my better half. Most definitely better. But that's it. So that's the topic for next week, Helene. I will make sure I say it at the end of the episode again. Her name is Helene. Helene. That's how you say it. So let's head on over to the weekly challenge. Here we go, time to reveal the winner of last week's challenge and present you, the brave and fearless detectives, with a fresh new clue. So I wish I could say last week's challenge was too easy, as in the previous weeks. This time around I think I might have gone a little bit too far. But after seeing this, a lot of you may be able to say that you know one extra game that you never knew before. Perhaps. So what was the game? Well, firstly, there were quite a few guesses. RuneScape, Settlers,
Super Mario RPG, Farmville, Fusion Fall, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VII, Shining Force, Baldur's Gate, and even Halo 3. But the game was in fact Little Big Adventure. This game was released back in 1994 by Adeline Software, I think it was, and EA. This was another one of the games that I played while growing up, a real classic and quite a difficult game at that. So although no one guessed the game this week, someone is still going to win. The winner this week, because he tried and was randomly selected from those that did, is Apollo 9990. I've contacted said lucky commenter about his or her prize, and well, I'm about to give you your next challenge, so let's check it out. Yes, that is all you're getting, and I fear it may well be too much. If you know the answer, leave a comment telling me what you think the game is. As I said, this will always be uploaded sometime on Sunday, so everyone will know when to expect it, and everyone will have a fair chance. This week's prize is once again a StarCraft 2 themed sticker pack. Yes, I know, but I was hoping to have the 1000 subscribers video out by now, because that would have changed stuff. But all that said, remember to leave the questions for next week's Q&A in the comments section too. Remember, the theme this week is Helene. Yes, Helene. So I hope you all had a great weekend, and most importantly, happy detectivizing.